Hello, you're turning on the listening from Quảng Nam Radio and Television. I'm Lena, and here are the headlines. Quảng Nam delegation extended Phumpi My New Year greetings in Champasak Province, Laos.
The 8th Vietnam International Choir Competition Hoi An 2025.
Quảng Nam to host International Conference on Ngọt Linh Ginseng.
Anniversary of the ancestor of the bird nest profession 2025.
On the afternoon of April the 9th, Mr. Nguyễn Đức Dũng, standing Deputy Secretary of the Quảng Nam Provincial Party Committee, led a delegation from Quảng Nam Province to visit and extend Phumpi My New Year greetings to the leaders of Champasak Province and the Consulate General of Vietnam in Bac City, Champasak Province, Laos. The delegation included Mr. Nguyễn Mạnh Hà, head of the Provincial Party Committee's Internal Affairs Commission, Mr. Trần Anh Tuấn, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, and representatives from relevant departments and agencies.
Mr. Sai Thong Sai Nga Vong, Standing Deputy Secretary of the Champasak Provincial Party Committee, shared that in recent years, the country has faced many difficulties and challenges in its socio-economic development. However, under the guidance and directions of the party and government, and with the efforts of local authorities, Champasak has achieved a growth rate of over 6% in 2024, with many indicators showing positive transformation. He sincerely thanked Quang Nam for its long-standing and noble support for the officials and people of Champasak. During the traditional Lao New Year celebration, Mr. Nguyễn Đức Dũng affirmed that Phumpi May is a sacred occasion for the Lao people to honor their roots, pay tribute to their ancestors, and cherish traditional cultural values and solidarity among ethnic groups. He extended his best wishes for a joyful and prosperous New Year to all officers, soldiers, and people of Champasak. He also hoped that the province will continue to achieve further success in the future. Earlier, the Quảng Nam delegation also visited, encouraged, and extended Phumpi May New Year wishes to the staff of the Vietnamese Consulate General in Paris. Mr. Dũng emphasized that the twinning relationship between Quảng Nam and Sê Công province, along with the signed cooperation agreements with Champasak and other provinces, have been actively promoted, seriously implemented, and yielded significant results. He highlighted that Quảng Nam and the southern provinces of Laos are close neighbors, sharing the majestic Trường Sơn mountain range and the same waters of the Mekong River. Throughout history, the people of both sides have stood side by side, building a special bond of friendship. Memorandum of Understanding, cooperation projects in economics, education, healthcare, and cultural exchange activities have served as solid bridges that deepen the relationship between the people of the two nations. Ms. Tạ Phương Dung, Consul General of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in Paris, shared that currently there are over 15,000 Vietnamese people living, working, and investing across the four southern provinces of Laos, including about 95 Vietnamese businesses.
On the evening of April the 9th, the opening ceremony of the 8th Vietnam International Choir Competition 2025 took place in Hoi An City. Attending the event were Mr. Johan Roses, Artistic Director of Interculture, representing Quảng Nam Province were Mr. Lê Văn Dũng, Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Ms. Huỳnh Thị Thùy Dung, Head of Provincial Party Committee's Propaganda and Mass Mobilization Commission, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Thu Lan, Secretary of Tam Kỳ City Party Committee, along with representatives of provincial department, leaders of Hoi An City, and numerous choirs participating in the 8th Vietnam International Choir Competition. The 8th Vietnam International Choir Competition was co-organized by Intercultural Ceremony and the Hoi An City People's Committee and took place from April 9 to 13. This year's competition brought together 29 choirs from 9 countries with over 1,000 artists. At the opening ceremony, Quảng Nam and Hoi An leaders presented flowers to the organizers and participating choirs. Following the opening at Hoi An Theatre, the competition continued from April the 10th to the 12th at Hoi An Park, featuring various category subjects: mixed choir, youth choir, teen choir, adult choir, sacred music, religious choir, and folk choir, among others. Within the event's framework, additional activities include international street choir performance under the theme International Medalist Street Art Exchange between choir groups, local and tourists along the city's streets, as well as music and culinary exchange. Held biennially since 2011, the Vietnam International Choir Competition has now been organized 8 times in Vietnam, with 7 editions taking place in Hoi An. The scientific conference titled Conservation and Development of Ngọc Linh Ginseng, a medicinal herb of Quảng Nam province, will take place on August 1, 2025 in Tam Kỳ City, as part of the International Ngọc Linh Ginseng Festival. This event aims to promote Ngọc Linh Ginseng, regarded as Vietnam's national treasure, and to drive the goal of establishing Quảng Nam as a national hub for medicinal herbs by 2030.
The event is jointly organized by Quảng Nam Province, central ministries and agencies, and the Vietnam Academy of Science and Technology, bringing together numerous domestic and international experts. Around 25 scientific reports are expected to be presented, focusing on topics such as conservation, propagation, organic cultivation area development, and the application of high technology in processing and marketing ginseng products. Notably, professors from South Korea will attend the conference to share their experience in building national branding for premium ginseng products. This is also an opportunity to enhance the international reputation of Ngọc Linh Ginseng and accelerate efforts to make Quảng Nam a national center for medicinal herb development by 2030. On this occasion, the Quảng Nam People's Committees will also sign a cooperation agreement on research and technology application with the Vietnam Academy of Science and Technology. Currently, Quảng Nam has over 1,300 hectares of Ngọc Linh ginseng, primarily in Nam Trà My district. The ginseng has been granted geographical indication status and is considered one of the world's most valuable medicinal herbs.
In 2025, the provincial and local budgets of Quảng Nam will allocate approximately 5 billion Vietnam dong to support the preservation and promotion of biojoy folk art across the province. Accordingly, the budget will be used for various initiatives subject supporting research and inventory of the intangible cultural heritage of biojoy in the province, aiding the digitization and documentation of the heritage and funding training, education and practice of the art form. In addition, the funds will be used to purchase equipment and maintain the operation of biojoy clubs, teams and groups in the community. There will also be support for communication efforts, cultural promotion, and the introduction of biojoy as an intangible cultural heritage. Furthermore, the budget will help organize creative campaigns for composing networks of biojoy fossils. This plan will be implemented across 13 districts, towns, and cities in the province. Beneficiaries include biojoy clubs, teams, and groups, as well as relevant agencies, organizations, and individuals involved in the preservation and promotion of biojoy folk art heritage in Quảng Nam. On April the 6th and 7th, 2025, the 9th and the 10th day of the third lunar month in Hoi An City, those have been devoted to the squirrel-nest profession for generations gathered at the ancestral temple, an honored place dedicated to the railroad pioneers who founded the squirrel harvesting trade in Quảng Nam, to take part in the annual ancestral anniversary ceremony for the profession. This is a meaningful occasion for the communities of squirrel nest harvesters from across the country to pay tribute to their forebears who founded and passed down the knowledge of this centuries-old craft.
On the 9th day of the third lunar month, the ritual processions and vigil were solemnly held at the Tiếng ring in Thanh Dong Hamlet, Cẩm Thành Commune, Hoi An City. Villagers respectfully offer ceremonial items as a token of deep gratitude and as a sacred invitation extended to the spiritual realm. On the morning of the 10th lunar day, the sacred atmosphere was palpable at the ancestral temple of the Swiftlet professions in Bãi Hương Hamlet, Cham Island. Amid the resonant sounds of gongs and drums, traditional rituals such as the welcoming of the spirits, incense offering, ceremonial chanting, and reading of ancestral tributes was solemnly carried out. The anniversary for the Swiftlet professions is held over 2 days. Every year, we organize this ceremony to express our gratitude to the ancestors who established and developed the profession. The Swiftlet nest harvesters under the Cham Island Management and Exploitation Board express deep respect for the roots of their profession. Through every solemn gestures, they offer incense as a symbol of their gratitude toward tradition and their belief in the sustainability of the crop. During the main ceremony, we invite the spirits of the pioneering ancestors who contributed to the profession to honor them. It is also a moment for us to send our wishes and prayers for the safety of those who continue this work. Additionally, we hope the Swiftlet colonies will grow stronger in the caves of Cham Island. This year's ceremony also welcomed many Swiftlet nest harvesters from provinces and cities nationwide. Whether they came from distant coastal regions or the mainland, they all made the pilgrimage to Cham Island, united by their reverence and steadfast connection to the profession that has sustained countless generations. Following the principle of when eating fruit, remember who planted the tree. Although we live far away in Ho Chi Minh City, we return here every year to participate in the ancestral anniversary. We offer incense and give, praying for the ancestors, blessings open on the working in the Swiftlet nest trade across the country, and hoping that Swiftlet product will become more and more cherished. The anniversary of the ancestor of the bird nest professions is not only a folk spiritual ritual, but also a meaningful occasion that strengthens community bonds, demonstrates the principle of paying gratitude to one's roots, and affirms to the profession's significance in the economic and cultural life of the local people. Though time passes, the rituals remain faithfully preserved as a living testament to the endurance, vitality of a profession closely tied to nature, mountains, seas, and the Swiftlets themselves.
We had to wrap up our news for today. Please stay updated with the latest news by following us on social media and visiting our website qrt.vn. Thank you for joining us. I see you next time.